Hi, this is Kim Pinkney and welcome to my channel. Well, I found another pose that I really super like and I'm hoping that I can make it work. I'm going to find a way to get the entire pose on here. And what it is basically a belly dancer. I liked her shape and I liked that she was wearing like a lot of jewelry, and that gives me a lot of potential to add lots of bedazzlements, I guess. So I'm going to be changing it up a bit. Let's see. So right now I'm just doing a quick sketch. And I was playing with the idea of making it into Esmeralda from The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Playing with the idea. I'm using my 0.5 pencil, and it's sticking into the holes, but it's okay. I think I'll make it work. As soon as the lead breaks, I'll probably just like, nah, I think I'll switch to something else. Yeah, my downside to putting like a full body on here is that I only have so much more space to work with. But she's wearing like a long skirt, so I might be able to get away with it. Her body's going to be a little distorted, only because I'm changing some of the pose up and lengthening some things just to make it a little easier to capture this pose, because she's got like this S shape, and I love that S shape. Now this one here, I'm going to probably do in color. I've got my fabric marker standing by. I'll probably only get to the outlining stage before I have to go. Alrighty, let me see. How do I want to do her face? Come up closer here. I want to make sure that it's large enough so that I can at least get my marker in here. Yeah, when you draw light on the canvas bags, you can erase, but you got to draw lightly, and you run the risk of some of the stuff getting, some of the eraser getting caught up in the grooves here. Let's see. Don't tell me this is the one that doesn't work. Okay, I should trash this one. Okay, let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. So it's 0.5, the brush, chisel tip. I don't like the chisel tips. Okay. Okay, and this here is a Pentel gel roller for fabric. Downside is I don't think Pentel's making these anymore. I read somewhere that it was being discontinued, but every now and then I was able to find someone selling them. Let me bring this down a little bit. Because of her head, I'm going to have to extend parts of her body here. Bring this down further. I wanted to stay in proportion. Arm is about like right there. I'm going to take this one out. Let's see, so if I do that, this will be like her upper arm. Just got a bend. I have her looking in this direction, but it probably would have been better if I had her like facing forward, but we'll see. It's like she's looking at somebody like right here. Let's see, she only has one earring in, and it looks like it's the left side. So let's see, this will be my right, so this will be the left. Let's see, I'm going to make my source image just a little bigger. Let's see. There we go. See, this is her hand. And she's got like some little clanging things here. I think they're maracas. I forget what they're called. They're like little hand cymbals. Okay, I've had it with that one. Alrighty, let's see, I'll use a HB. Oh, 2B is fine. Let's see. That way you guys can see it. The top of one.
To breathe without you, but memories like a tattoo. I can't forget about you. Turn back the hands of time, turn it back and make you change your mind. If I could turn back the hands of time.
The downside to these gel roller pens for fabric, they run out pretty fast. And this is a brand new one here that I'm using. But while it's fresh, it's pretty good.
bass, feel the bass, feel the bass. Ain't no stop, that's for sure. No, we want one. All my guys in the club, all my ladies over there. Let me hear you scream and shout. Now let me see you wave your hands. Let me see 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 your hands. Wave them around like you just don't care. Let me see your body move, and let me see your body groove. And we will do it all night long, dance together to their songs. We're gonna do this like a pro. We're gonna do it best for sure. Take it to the top, and we will never stop. No, you will never see us stop. Let me see your hands, let me see your hands. Let me see your hands, let me see your hands. Let me see your hands, let me see your hands. Wave them around like you just don't care. Let me see your hands, let me see your hands. Let me see your hands, let me see your hands. Let me see your hands, let me see your hands. Wave them around like you just don't care.
Let's see, what else can I put on her? Let's see, we'll make this part be the scarf. This part be the earring. Let's see, and she's got this weird cuff thing. I just want to make these outlines nice and solid here. Let's see, what should I do for her top? Let's see, I was going to give her like a little bra looking thing. Alrighty, I'm just adding some like adornments and stuff like that to what she's wearing. Now, I'm not so much worried about pencil lines, little stray pencil lines, simply because a lot of it's going to wash out. Or it'll be covered up by the fabric paint. so I got a few more minutes. Let's see. Break out some of the Artezas and stuff. Okay. I use a combination of different colors when I do skin tones and stuff. I'm going to use the Artezas. I'm going to use just a whole bunch of different colors here from different things like tulip fabric markers, whatever I can get my hands on to get to the tone I want. So it's not bad. It's not a bad idea to invest in several different kinds that you've tested and you've tried and you liked. When these guys dry out, I like to use the tip to kind of blend. So I don't throw away my stuff right away, especially if I can use the tip. Now I'm pretty much using, this there is the apricot, I think that's what it is. This one is relatively drying out. And I'm using this part in the lighter areas, but I'm basically putting it all over. Now, so you can tell this is dried out. Usually it comes right on out and it's very bright, vibrant. Okay. And a cool thing is that you can see that's how bright it comes out on that side, but it's lighter on this side. It's very strange how you can have two different tones with a different tip. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't understand that about this particular marker. But anyway, I also try to leave a little space for like any highlights. That way I don't have to go and add them back with white or anything like that. Yeah, all this I'm going to be ending up covering it with brown. But it gives me, this is my light skin tone, like where light is hitting it. And then where it'll start to become a gradient is when I'll add the darker tone. The same concept, if you need to go lighter, move back on your marker. So you can get different pressure. It's kind of good to get to know the marker, how fast it flows, and that'll help you to figure out how much pressure you'll need to give certain parts. If you watched any of my videos, you'd know that I like to use multiple colors in areas because it adds a little bit of richness to it instead of just using just one tone. Okay, so for this one, I am going to use, this is chocolate. Coffee is the darkest brown that you can possibly get on here. And you could make your colors a little bit darker by using the other color on the color wheel, the complementary color. I'm just adding just a little bit of the, which one is this one? Coffee. Ooh, coffee sounds good right now. They come out nice and wet. Now this is chocolate, and it's a little bit browner. Coffee is like really close to black. And what I'm doing is I'm adding it's just a little bit. I'm not like going all the way through using it, because I'm going to blend that with more of the apricot. And I'm going to use like the my dried marker for it. Yeah, you to blend, you want to do wet on wet. Okay, that one's pretty dry. Okay. Yeah, I'm just taking it slow and easy. I don't want to mess up the face. And it doesn't hurt to wait a few seconds or minutes so that it doesn't bleed through to the other side. Or go outside of your lines, because if you go too fast, or you put too much color down, it has a tendency to bleed outside. And that happens on all kinds of fabrics, especially t-shirts, because it's so thin. Sometimes you just need to give it a little time to dry. Eventually I'm going to get her face about the same tone as I've got her hips and whatnot here. Yeah, I don't know how her arms got so dark. Let's see. But let's go ahead and try to match it. I think it's because of the chocolate. So I'm going to add some coffee, sorry. And I'm going to add a little bit more so that I can blend it into her skin. I'm going to kind of let the center be like the lighter portion. So I'm going to make it dark around the edges here, and then I'm going to tease it in towards the center here. downside to the Arteza is that there's a ton of green, and I don't use green very often. But if you use green often, then cool, you know, this is the set for you. But I'd like more tones that I can use for flesh, more realistic looking tones. Now, also, but another good thing about Arteza is that the colors, they are very vibrant, and I've washed my Hulk shirt a couple times and it's still vibrant. I've worn it like every week and had to wash it, and it's very beautiful. It's still very vibrant. So in that case, the greens are great. But on the most part, I don't usually draw Hulk pictures. Sailor Hulks. Okay, I've got a lot of the color on here. And I got her about the tone that I want. It's not as dark as I like, so I'm probably going to let this dry a bit and then put more of a different brown on it. Let's see. Digging deep. Let's see. This is a nice brown. I've got graffiti fabric markers and tulip fabric markers. But tulips can be applied like watercolors almost. So like you can put it on and then take a brush and then you know, get it nice and saturated, and it'll look like a watercolor type of thing. Now I tried doing something similar to be able to tame my what is it called? Sharpie, Stained by Sharpie fabric markers. But after a while, you know, you can get some really good blending effects with water. But over time it will wash out. It's like it changes the composition of it, or the chemical process of it. Whatever it is, it breaks it down to the point where it looks great for a little bit, but it will wash out. I've got the shirt where I had done different Sharpie tones, like trying to get skin tones with the Sharpies, the basic colors that they have, and all but the primary color washed out. So that kind of sucks. But then again, it has been a couple years. It didn't wash out like overnight or anything like that. It just over time, hard washing. You know, I didn't baby it. The shirt looks so weird. It's like it was a practice shirt. The different skin tones. So I've got like all these various heads in different places, different positions, because the shirt was just pretty much a practice throwaway. Okay, so I'm going to use a lighter tone in the center here. I want to use more of like a, let's see, there's a tan tone, I think this one might be it, of the tulip fabric marker. Let me try it real quick. And I think this is more orange. Let me try it here. Yeah, I guess that'll work. It's not the color I was looking for, but this will work. This is like more of a tan color. Let me see, I want to throw more brown on her. This is Graffiti. Now what I like doing is making swatches of the colors to get the combinations, but I don't use like circles all the time because you don't always color in a circle when you do faces. So you have to be very careful. What I usually do is when I do a swatch, you know, to learn what the colors can do and, you know, different blends I can do, I usually do that swatch on a face. So I do like little multiple faces and then do the swatch. Because if you don't, it may not turn out just right. I mean, it'll give you an idea of what the colors are capable of, but the human face is round and straight in some places, and the colors just may not look right. Plus, depending on the type of light that you've got going on, it may make your swatch kind of useless. Because you'll probably put more color in one place, like in the places that are around, like the cheekbones, the forehead, but you wouldn't so much do it like in the center here. It's really hit or miss sometimes. Let's see, I'm thinking of using yellow, but let's see. Let me let some of this dry. I want to smooth this out and kind of get the same kind of skin tone. I think this one was the dry one. Yeah, I used the crap out of this. Now with the dry one, I would go over and I just kind of like rub all the other guys together. And then it sometimes activates a little bit of whatever's left on the dry marker. And it gives it a nice blend. And I'm putting some pressure on it to get it to dig into some of this color that's still moderately wet. This is not a bad skin tone for her. I think I want to go a little darker though. I haven't decided yet. Alrighty. So this is a good start. I'm going to let this dry a little bit so I can get a good, you know, an accurate representation of what the colors are looking like. And then if I need to go darker, I can just go ahead and layer on top of it. In the places where I think it needs to be closer to her skin tone. I hate to stop because it's like really coming along. Alrighty. I'm at least going to color her eye. At least green. Let's see. There we go. Okay, so I'll catch you guys in the next video, and hopefully I'll go ahead and keep going on this, and then I'll show you how I use my glitter glues and whatnot, and I'll just make her kind of sparkle. Alright, have a great one, you guys. Bye-bye.